In the days when judges ruled in Israel, there was a famine in the land, and a certain man from Bethlehem in Judah went to live for a while in the country of Moab with his wife and 2 sons. The man's name was Elimelech, his wife's Naomi, and the sons' names were Mahlon and Chilion. They were from the clan of Judah, and they lived there in Moab for about 10 years. But then Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died. And she said to her sons, "You are no longer Israelites. Leave me and go back to your own people." So they did. She said to them, "I am a foreigner and an alien. You are foreigners and aliens in the land to which you are going. Where can I get more sons to take the place of those who are dead? Leave me, my sons, for I must return to my people." Then she kissed them goodbye and they wept. They said to her, "We will certainly come back to you as soon as we have settled in the land of Moab and learned what we are to do there." And so she blessed them there. Naomi had 2 daughters-in-law, one named Orpah and the other Ruth. Orpah was a Moabite, but Ruth was a Hittite. At that time, Naomi sent them away. They had been living in Moab, but now she said to them, "You know very well that my husband is dead. Go back to your families. Both of you, may each of you find rest in the home of a new husband." Then they cried out, "No, we want to stay with you. We want to serve you." But Naomi insisted so much that at the end they agreed to go. And she said to them, "Very well, if you really want to come back with me to Israel, go ahead. Why should I not send you away? I am too old to have any more children. Even if I were to remarry tonight and bear sons, would you wait until I had raised those sons? No, you would certainly leave. Surely it is better for both of you to have a young man to marry than for either of you to have an old woman like me. What hope is there for me in Israel? Since the Lord has kept me from having sons, that he should have visited me in my old age." Then they both wept again. And Orpah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye, but Ruth clung to her. She said, "Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from following you. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God. Wherever you live, I will live. And your God, whom I will worship." She said, "Why should you go with me, daughter? It is better for you, my daughter, to find a home for yourself in the house of a man who is close relative of ours." Then Naomi said, "Well then, let's go." So they went until they came to Bethlehem. When they arrived in Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred because of them. They asked, "Isn't this Naomi?" And she replied, "Yes, it is I." They asked, "May your God be with you, daughter. May he give you children by our next planting season." Then Naomi said, "No, friends, the Lord has dealt bitterly with me, the Almighty, dealing not only against me, but also against my belly. I had hoped to have some comfort in my old age, but he has left me without sons or grandsons or even a great horde of cattle, fields or anything else for anyone to leave an inheritance. My property is mine alone. And so I have put my trust in him. The Lord is my only hope." In the Bible, Ruth is known for her faithfulness to Naomi. It says that Ruth was a true daughter-in-law. Some people think that Naomi wanted to get rid of her daughters-in-law. This is evident from the way she treated them. Naomi told them to go back to their parents' home, saying that they should find a new husband. She probably thought that they were only trying to stay with her out of pity. Also, she told them that she didn't need them anymore because she had enough food. However, Ruth decided to stay with her. She chose to abandon her old life and start a new one in a foreign land. She chose to be faithful to Naomi through thick and thin. She didn't care what people thought of her or how difficult things might become. Her loyalty to Naomi was unwavering. She was determined to help Naomi through the hard times and to be by her side no matter what happened. Most importantly, Ruth never forgot God in the midst of all these struggles. She turned to him for help and guidance and trusted that he would take care of them. As a result, Ruth became part of the family tree of Jesus Christ. Now let's talk about some lessons from this story. First, we see that God takes care of those who put their trust in him. Ruth was a foreigner and a nobody. But God used her to bring about the Messiah. He showed that he doesn't care about our background. or social status. All He wants is for us to trust in Him. Second, we see that God sometimes allows hard things to happen so that we can learn to rely on Him. Naomi lost everything, her husband and sons, but through her pain, she learned to put her trust in God. God doesn't always make things easy for us, but He is there to help us when we face challenges. Third, we see that God rewards those who are kind and generous. Boaz was a wealthy landowner who treated Ruth with kindness. God rewarded his generosity by giving him a son through her. God loves to bless people who are willing to help others. Fourth, we see that God is just and fair. Ruth and Naomi were treated unjustly by the people of Bethlehem, but God took care of them. God doesn't always do things the way we think He should, but He is just and will deal with those who do wrong. Finally, we see that God is merciful and forgiving. Naomi was angry and bitter because of the way she was treated, but God showed her mercy and gave her a second chance at happiness. God doesn't always answer our prayers the way we want Him to, but He is merciful and will forgive us. And if you are watching this video, please don't forget to share this video with your loved ones. Thanks for watching.